Hey, it's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment, and today's video, as you'll see out front here, we're going to be trying out the SA10 from Land Pride. So today's video, we're going to be talking about it, do an overview of it, and then we're actually going to take it out, try a different material and see how well it works. So stick with us, let's start with talking about it. Okay, so out front, as mentioned, this is the SA10 from Land Pride. So it is a postal auger that works hydraulically on the front of small units, whether it be front of like the STL 1000, small tractors from 15 to 35 horsepower. So in the Kubota lineup, that would be from the BX up to the Grand L. It'll function perfectly fine. They're asked for 8 to 12 gallons per minute. In the literature, it'll actually be down to 4 gallons. In some, and other ones, it's 8 to 12. So realistically, this BX is probably underpowered for it. You know, you're only going to get about 6 gallons per minute out of a BX. So that's why we put it on the front. Let's test it out, see if it'll actually do what it's supposed to do. Some of the other key features you're going to see is that it's able to slide on the front of this. So basically, it can offset on the front, whether you need visually off to one side or the other, to really help you put that hole where you need it. It's kind of nice because if you have it on the 3-point hitch, which is the most common way of doing it, basically you have to you know, move the tractor wherever you want it. Whereas here you can either slide this back and forth, move the loader up and down. It kind of gives you a little bit more versatility, and that's why these are kind of popular. The downside is they're a little bit more money to purchase up front, as well as you're going to need third function, and third function is not an inexpensive option to have, which brings your hydraulics up to the front and gives you those two buttons. In this case, turn it on and off, spin one way or the other. You know, and third function you can use for a variety of things, whether it be, you know, a grapple to open and close, snow blades to go left and right. That's what third function is there for. Some of the other key features you're going to know. This unit weighs 250 pounds. That's before that backing plate. So again, you're going to be roughly 325, 350 pounds with everything here installed. So again, this little BX lifts about 800 pounds, so you're well within its capacities that way. No issues. You're going to want skid steer quick attach. Again, that's pretty much standard on all these small tractors now. Augers, you know, you can get a 6, a 9, or a 12. Obviously, if you're in light ground, you could go bigger if need be. And you could go smaller if you want that way as well. You can go up to about 4 feet deep. Well, you're like, well, that's not 4 feet there. You can get extensions for it, you know, a 7 and a 14-inch extension to give you that 4 feet down. One of the other nice things too is whenever it is hydraulically run, that means you can spin forward and spin back. So you can't theoretically get stuck like you can whenever you have a 3-point hitch auger. That is one of the downsides to them. So yeah, so that kind of gives you a quick overview of what all this unit is capable of whenever you have the numbers there. But let's see if this BX can actually do what it's supposed to do. So let's jump to that now and try it out on a few different spots. Okay, so the first test we're going to do, as you can see, we've already tried it. It goes through it like butter because it has the best operator and the best functionality you could have possibly imagined. But no, all kidding aside, is we're going to do it in a few different spots, because this first one, as Kyle mentioned, and jokingly so, is that you could probably dig it as quick as this thing will go down. So first one is obviously in sand, and we will be limited to a sand area. This is you know, we're a sandy loam farm, so it's not going to be putting it through its paces by any means, but we're going to do the best we can to bring you a proper test as best we can. So the first one, it's going to look amazing. It's going to cut in there like there's no tomorrow. So let's start with that and go from there. Ta-da!
Incredible!
Incredible! It did exactly what it's supposed to do. This is the best thing in the world. Yeah, so again, we've moved, you know, 30, 40 feet back. This ground hasn't been touched in probably 20 years. So again, we'll give her a go and see what it does. It should be a little bit harder on it. We'll see. So. So again, a little bit better of a test there. You know, it hit a rock. There's probably about 3 rocks in this whole farm, so it hit that, moved it out of the way. So it does what it's supposed to do. Again, it's not, it's at its very limits. You know, Kubota is asking for 10 gallons a minute, and this is delivering half of that. So it's actually asking for the bare minimum of 10 gallons, and we're delivering half of that. So it obviously will run it. It is very limited as to what it may be able to do for you, but at the end of the day, it will perform as needed, because if you are in this kind of soil and you're looking to put like a cedar post in, you're going to get the depth, you're going to get the width, you know, of your T-posts, all that kind of idea. And it's going to do it a little bit better than what you're going to get with a regular PTO-driven auger. So then that's what you're looking for in something like this, because it is going to be a little bit more money. But let's say you already have that third function for a grapple. It gives you the ability to have some more uses for it. So we moved around to the old pit section of our farm here. So it used to be a working gravel pit. So as you can see, we've peeled this back a number of years ago to show you what's under here. So you can see it's kind of a pea gravel size. So let's drop her in and see if it'll do it. Okay, so that brings the end of today's video. Again, it was not put through its paces. Unfortunately, here is a sandy loam with a little bit of gravel. So again, it worked perfectly fine. It actually did a great job, to be honest. There was no issues with it. You know, in that sand, it cut through it like butter. In the gravel, it did an awesome job as well. But again, we even came up against a couple small rocks. Again, there's not many rocks here, but again, it pushed it out of the way, bored your hole, brought it back out. You know, you're free and clear and good to go. So does it do what it's supposed to do? Yeah, 100%. Does it spin really slow? 100%. You know, you can watch that thing spin. I wouldn't put your hand on it, but it sure looks like you could. What it would function a lot better on is on your Grand Ls, or you know, like an L3902. Going to give it a lot more horsepower and a little bit more flow to really push through. But again, if you only have a few holes to do, I wouldn't recommend this on a commercial application. It's probably going to be underpowered if you're using it all day, every day. But if you're a homeowner looking for to speed up the job instead of having a PD15 or something on the back, this will be the unit for you. So if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, please down below. Thank you.